Welcome back everyone. Today's going to be a much shorter video compared to my usual uploads because we need to get straight to the point regarding a massive situation that just unfolded. I hate that I was right about Roblox, but a brand new official forum post has completely exposed the corporate executives and proved my exact theory from one of my previous videos. If you remember one of my last uploads, we talked about the whole concept of the platform expenditure and had a new requirement for 500 highly engaged players felt completely rigged against developers. I suspected back then that the corporate hires were hiding the true definition of what a highly engaged player actually means and did some digging on the platform expenditure issue. And it turns out we have definite proof right here in an official post by a Roblox staff member named Nick T, which completely validates everything I warned you guys about. If you look closely at the official response from the staff member, they finally answered the question of what a highly engaged player is. The post explicitly states that a highly engaged player is a user who has made a minimum purchase amount anywhere on Roblox in the last 60 days. So there we have it. They literally went on record and admitted that engagement has absolutely nothing to do with how much someone loves a game or how many hours they spend playing it. It is entirely based on whether that player has spent a considerable amount of money on the platform recently. So the prominent developer we covered previously named Everbear immediately pointed this out, saying it is generally insane because it explains why highly monetized games are hitting thresholds so much faster. And this completely exposes how rigged the entire algorithm is right now. The corporate hires built this entire narrative, claiming that these new filters were designed by child safety experts to protect younger audiences from inappropriate content, but now we see the terrifying reality found right in their own words. Now, it is infinitely obvious that safety on this platform is quite honestly just a pay-to-play tier list. If a developer creates a completely free experience that is generally fun and safe for kids, the system will actively hide it from younger audiences unless they can somehow track 500 players who frequently buy virtual currency. Meanwhile, the most garbage hyper-monetized simulator games that squeeze money out of children will pass the evaluation instantly because their player base is constantly spending money on the platform. They are rewarding corporate greed while completely crushing the passion of developers who just want to make cool games without greedy microtransactions. And the corporate disaster does not even stop there, because this brings us directly into the second major situation that happened over the past day. A massive wave of normal players started logging in just to find out that their favorite safe experiences were completely locked behind a brand new age verification wall. People trying to play basic games that were clearly marked with a minimal maturity rating were suddenly hit with a prompt demanding a facial scan and government identification just to click play. The entire community immediately panicked because the official account progression statements explicitly promised the users who have now completed age check would still be allowed to play minimal and mild maturity games. It was a complete contradiction of their own rules, and the platform was briefly entirely unplayable for anyone who values their digital privacy. But immediately after the community started pushing this back and exposing this on Twitter, the official Roblox account tweeted a response claiming that this was just a bug that temporarily affected a small number of users and has been fixed now. Now, one could try to argue that this was a genuine error made by the engineering team, but that argument becomes incredibly weak when you look at the actual cost to the users. The reality of the situation is that Roblox is so heavily invested in AI moderation and appealing to the investors that they are way too reluctant to hire actual human moderators. They refuse to spend the money to build a proper human support team because automated bots are cheaper and look better on quarterly financial sheets. And because they rely so heavily on these broken automated systems, the default setting of their algorithm whenever a glitch occurs is to instantly lock the gates and demand your private information. The worst part about this entire bug is that you can already tell that a huge number of players who just wanted to hang out with their friends during the lockout ended up begrudgingly age verifying before the company even patched the error. And even though the corporate higher-ups have rolled back the update for everyone else, those players who verified are now permanently and unwillingly vulnerable to a potential data breach that could occur in the future. The company is never going to delete that newly harvested data, and those sensitive government documents are now sitting on a server somewhere just waiting to be targeted by hackers. So all in all, this entire situation entirely exposes the fact that the platform cares significantly more about data collection and investor metrics than the actual safety and privacy of the community. Whether the lockout was a genuine technical error or a deliberate test to see how many people they could bully into age verifying, the end result is exactly the same. Due to their massive incompetence, the corporation successfully extracted a massive wave of private data while hiding behind a lazy PR tweet. They were obscuring the definition of highly engaged players to hide their greedy financial systems, and then they fumbled their own safety rollout at the direct cost of user privacy. It is incredibly baffling to see a multi-billion-dollar company constantly brush off responsibility while regular players and developers are the ones who have to suffer the consequences of the corporate greed and broken AI moderation. And with that being said, I want to pass a question over to you guys in the comments. Do you actually believe their tweet claimed that the massive age gate lockout was just a random bug, or do you think the corporate higher-ups were deliberately testing the waters to see what they could get away with? Let me know all your thoughts down in the comment section below. Thank you all for watching this shorter video. Make sure to stay safe right there, and I'll see you in the next one.